evening, everybody. And Lou got it tonight. It was Clerks. I'm a big Kevin Smith fan. So I thought, what better than to do his first film that got him famous, Clerks. And if you've ever worked in retail, trust me, it's the film to watch. You need to watch it because it's so true. As a matter of fact, spending 30 years in retail, I'm glad I'm never going back to it. It's like a tour of duty. I'm sure I've got some PTSD from that. But how the devil is everyone? And how are you, Christian from Grantham?
Hello, Christian from Grantham. Now let's get cracking.
The stream starts good tonight. I try and click on the soundbar and Christian's message, and I click on Bergdis. How's it going, Bergdis? Are you okay? We almost didn't have a stream tonight. My download speed dropped to like 0.5 megabyte, and it wasn't downloading anything. I would have been quicker on dial-up, I think. I couldn't figure out what it was, and I use power line adapters up here, so I tried to unplug them, turn the computer off, turn the router off. It wasn't hurting, and the only difference tonight was Mrs. Welderway was ironing near the routers, and I think the iron is playing havoc with the power line adapters near it. So she stopped ironing, and we've got a connection now, and as I can see on my little screen here, I've got lots of green bars going, everything's cool. So that was scary. Dylan, you're working on your Thunder Road. Got up to issue 36 of my Ecto-1 build. Also put together a Stormtrooper blaster rifle. Well, Lou's just told me he's got the Blu-ray now of Explorers. Now, I used to have Explorers on Laserdisc, and that's how I know about some of these uncut scenes. I know for the TV version, when he's having a fight with Steve Jackson, they cut all of that out. But I know that's in the ship in the classroom at the end's in. There was an extended scene on the balcony. There is quite a few bits from what I remember, but I haven't seen it in ages. But there you go. You've never heard of the film Clerks, D? Oh my God. It's like spawned Kevin Smith's career from films like Dogma, Mallrats, Tusk. God, you got to watch Clerks. It's a great film, especially if you're in retail, you'll appreciate it a whole lot more. But you got to remember it's a little bit dated now because they're talking about films like Navy SEALs, which, it's like early 90s. Steven Seagal. Do you remember that? Bob, you've just got your first 917. Well, look, today I've had to keep it here. Look, let me put my other camera on. I was so happy with this build today. Look at that. It's flawless. I just love the design of this little Peugeot. But wow, why can't we do that with all models? That would be brilliant. If we could have done that with the DeLorean, I would have been a happy man. Hello, Evelyn. How's it going? Live from New York. It's Saturday Night Live. I watched that Friends reunion today. That was quite good. I'm a big fan of Friends, I have to say. I don't know what it is, but I think Dan in chat, we've talked about it before as well. There's comfort in watching something that you know how it's going to end and what happens in it. So for me, my go-to movies are like Red Dwarf, Friends, Ally McBeal. Dan, I know you said yours is Blackadder, but there's got to be something to spend to that. Esther's ironing has got blocking tech like our battleships. It's not a problem, Svi. It's not a problem because she hardly ever irons. And that statement today is going to ensure that I'm going to be sleeping on the sofa. Why did I say that? The lips were, it was there. I couldn't help it. I couldn't hold it in. It wanted to get out. I wanted to be said. Richard Brown finally getting the Iron Man part together after a few weeks of fan home being out of stock. Is that what's been going on, Richard? Because I haven't had a delivery since issue 1 and 2. So I've got that 3, 4, 5 and 6 I'm waiting for. I know I'm up to 10 on the channel, but when they decided to collaborate, they put me back to issue 1, and now I'm stuck waiting for parts to come. So there you go. Bergdish, you're good. You found a rare spare part locally for a rare now car, and now I'm eating some pizza. I've just had ham, egg and chips tonight, so that was nice. I've got a question for you tonight about the Enterprise, but I'll leave that to later. But I do have to thank someone. I've got to thank someone. I don't know if you watch the live streams, John, but John Stanowski has done something absolutely amazing for me. And that is that during the Enterprise build, I have that L-Cars panel come up. Well, he's created an animated version of it. So it all comes up and it looks brilliant. Trust me, absolutely brilliant. So I just can't wait now to do the next Enterprise build or some mod to it, because the L-Cars panel It's got to be seen to be believed. I was going to say, if I had done that, I mean, you already know my effects budget's out the window, but he's done that off the goodness of his own heart, and I really do appreciate that, John. Thank you so much for that. And hello, another John. John builds iconic military models. John, did you see my my live stream from the victory? Because I did say to you on there, how are we going to stencil in the victory thing at the back? Because someone did mention you can get like those letters in the range, but A, in that font, and B, that size, I think it's going to be a little bit hard. But unless it comes with a template in the D'Agostini one, I don't know. Now, I tried to get in touch with D'Agostini today to find out a couple of things. The first thing I wanted to find out is what the hell's going on with the victory. Why can't I get pack 4? Pack 4 is eluding me. I don't know what's going on. And I was trying to find out for Vince. Now, if you remember Vince Steele last Tuesday, I mentioned that he had been collecting the C-57 steam locomotive. Now, this is a Japanese steam train that D'Agostini were doing. Now, after 2 years, they've sent him everything except for parts, 65 and 66. And now they've told him they can't get rid of it. They can't get rid of it. They can't get it anymore. So he's missing those parts that you see on screen there. Now, because they can't get those parts, I believe they are refunding the whole build to him. But he was wondering, because he can keep all the stuff, is there a way to get hold of this? 65 and 66. So a couple of things. First, if you're doing this build and you've got these spare, can you get in touch with me or Vince Steele? He's on the World of Wayne forums on the Facebook page to let him know about that. Or is there another way to get hold of these? You model railway people, you might know that. I'm not sure. But then I had an idea. This is a Japanese steam train, Vince. And I've been crawling through the Japanese site. And what I've been doing is typing D'Agostini C57 and then going into Google Translate and translating that into Japanese. And there's plenty of builds regarding that C57. So I'm wondering if the solution to get hold of that would be some sort of market like an eBay in Japan. I wonder. But it does mean like playing around with Google Translate. But that's the option. But if you can help Vince, then either let me know or let Vince know. Because we are trying to get hold of that. Living nightmare. But he's having the same sort of problem that I'm having with a victory now. Now, last weekend, I was getting all excited because I was going to Portsmouth. And I went to Portsmouth. And as you saw, I saw Svi. And I saw John. So I am now in possession of the Sovereign of the Seas. So you've done up to... Did you say the start of pack 2 or something, John? I haven't looked at the instructions yet. But he's basically done where I'm up to at the victory without the planking. So if I can't get the victory, I'm going to switch over and do the Sovereign of the Seas. And I've got the full set of that thanks to John. So that's going to be absolutely brilliant. I really appreciate that as well. At the moment in the workshop, I've got 2 ships sitting on top of each other. But I haven't got a clue what's going on. Wayne, have you seen the mini-series of V? I have, but when it first came out in the 80s, Bobby, in the UK, they showed V Part 1 and 2, and then straight after they showed the final battle, which was 3 episodes, I believe, so it's 5 in total. And then I think we had another year out, and then they showed the series, which was about 19 episodes. A couple of them were good. Most of them got awful, but when Michael Ironside came into it, absolutely loved it. I love Michael Ironside as an actor. I've met Michael Ironside, so yeah, I loved V. I loved V. Scared the crap out of me when I was when I was young, that's for sure. And video stores don't exist. They need to exist. I think people miss the experience rather than the fact that they can just download a movie now. So I mean, people can download a movie now. We've proved that during lockdown. So why would people still go to the cinema? They need to make it an experience. And I think that's what fell off the table with people like Blockbusters and stuff. Now, I know you've got the downloading movie, but they were more interested in trying to push the videos out rather than making that whole thing an experience. I don't know. Dogma is absolutely awful, absolutely awesome. Great movie. I love Dogma. But yeah, if you haven't heard of Kevin Smith, he does a podcast. It's called Smodcast. And I'm hooked on listening to that. I'm hooked on listening to Tell 'em Steve Dave, which is spawned from that as well. Comic Book Men, if you used to watch that TV series. Absolutely great. How can it be flawless? It's the flaw. You got Zack Snyder's Justice League. It's a good film, but I'm a bit weird that they've kept it in like a 4:3 ratio. I don't quite understand. I know that was meant to be for an IMAX cinema, but IMAX is just a... I'm not going to say a fad. Not many places can show IMAX. So why would you cater for an IMAX experience on a little screen? Surely you would be making a film in the 16:9 ratio, and then if you wanted to go for an IMAX, you'd have IMAX cameras on it as well. But by the look of it, they don't have any 16:9 prints for it. I don't know. Get some more IXO collection in. I've still got 3 issues of the Peugeot down here to do. But I am waiting for the Porsche. Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Brilliant movie. I didn't like the reboot though. The reboot was terrible. Wayne, anybody wants stage 7 to the 11 of the Enterprise? D had 2 lots delivered today. Shane Chappell. There we go. If someone needs some spares, get in touch with Shane. He's over on Facebook. So I'm guessing you're in the World of Wayne group. So there's his name. I'm just on the coke tonight. I'm still recovering from the weekend. I didn't have a voice on Monday, as you can probably see. Hello, DHD Galactic. How's it going? You've just received your 2nd vaccine. I think my one's due the beginning of July. There's an app now in the UK, an NHS app, which I've downloaded, which you can actually see your whole medical record. And it's also your vaccine passport. It tells you when you've been vaccinated. So if anyone asks for it, you can show them. Yeah, I think it is. I do suffer from anxiety. It is calming. It's very calming. But there you go. You remember Kevin Smith from Die Hard 4? I definitely saw other films with him in. It was on the back of Die Hard 4 that he starred in that film. It was going to be called A Couple of Dicks, but then it was called Cop Out or something. I don't know, with Bruce Willis and Kevin Hart, I think it was. And it bombed. Apparently, Kevin Smith and Bruce Willis didn't get on at all. And he openly slates him now in podcasts, so... You're starting your 4th subscription. I'm sorry if I'm responsible for that. You know, it's your fault. I'm sure I'm going to start appearing in some divorce petitions soon. I don't mean to. The Ferrari, the Porsche, and the Cobra. We got the Leopard coming soon. I've had news that I think I've got the Zero Fighter coming soon, Pack 3. Hopefully that ain't as hard as Pack 2. And what's the next one? Cobra Pack 9. So they should be coming soon. And I have got the next 4 issues of the Ferrari here as well. You've never seen Friends, Revo Dave. Oh my God. Well, I've just pressed something. Hang on. There we go. Where's your message? Why ain't your message coming up? Let's try that again. There we go. Wow. I'm shocked. Lips move before brain thinks. I have that condition. I always have that. I have that when I'm doing builds, when I call things completely different things. When I call, like, you know, F40 Tomcats, which are meant to be F15s and not F35s that are on the... I was in Portsmouth and I was drunk. That's my responsibility. Oh God, here we go. Your t-shirts are now the in, because I've just ironed 20 of your t-shirts for your shirts to 4 items for me. I didn't mean it, you know that. Please be good to me after the stream. You're still waiting for box 4. Now this Enterprise, I know I'm behind on chat. I'm 10 minutes. How can I be 10 minutes behind on chat already? I am trying to catch up. But I've got a question about it. Wayne, both on the sofa and all his clothes are in the bin. Yeah, I'll be doing my streams naked from now on. Thank you so much, Diecast Model Club. I appreciate that. There's no message, so I just thank you very much. Gary Whitfield, just leave the iron on them a little longer next time. That's not good. Don't tell her that. Gary, I'm going to be... I've got 2 Gary Whitfields on the channel. I've got, or on the patrons, I've got one in Australia, and I've got Gary down the road. So I'm hoping you're Gary down the road in Duxford. I'm going to be in Duxford on the 5th of July. I don't know what time is it yet, though, because I said I'm bringing my dad. So I am going to be a carer that day, but that's just to let you know. It's about trying to change the light colours. Oh, wait a minute. Wayne, I've got the perfect photo etch victory name part, so I'll send you a video. Oh, excellent. Because I was looking at it, you know, on the ship, and I'm like, that's going to be hard. Especially in the scale that you have to do it for. But Oh, your DeLorean's up finally on the rails. I bet that's looking good. You can sit back and admire it now, and then it will gather dust, and you'll probably never turn it on. Aaron, you've only found the channel. Well, welcome to the world of Wayne. This is what it's all about. You should have watched it a long time. It's awesome. We've been going for about 2015. I started, so this will be the 6th year. So it didn't initially start off as a model building channel, but it certainly went that way. It's just like fluid. I just followed the direction of the channel. But you wonder, there may be, Vince, that's a good question. Are they repeating other issues? Is it just those issues you can't get? But the fact that they're going to refund the whole lot means to me that they're not getting it. And if you look on the model space site at the moment, especially in the UK, everything's out of stock. So I don't know what's happening. I'm wondering if there's been a factory closed down or something. Haven't got a clue. Agora have gone to 6 weekly shipments. Someone's told me that. I haven't got emails regarding that, so I guess I'm. If you do get updates from Agora, I just get the stuff delivered, and then I build it. So, oh, up to issue 9, right? That's excellent. Then, thank you, John. Blockbuster is still alive. As a matter of fact, there's one in Nuneaton in the UK. It's obviously got nothing in it. It's closed down, but all the signage is still there, which that's probably going to be worth something now. Some of that Blockbuster signage. Now you know why your phone signal say it was terrible. It does. And it played up with the PDT machines as well, the card machines. So they couldn't get them working properly at all. So, have you seen Army of the Dead? I did. I watched an hour of it and then I turned it off. I didn't get on with it. It wasn't my cup of tea. I mean, what's his name? Batista. He was all right. But I think I'm a bit exhausted with zombies now after 200 episodes of Walking Dead, which was just going absolutely nowhere as well. There needs to be something fresh on the horror scene, I think. So you prefer Mallrats? Mallrats is a wicked film. Absolutely loved it. But here's the question. So you prefer Rising Damp? I remember that. The question is, when I was a kid, playing with Kenner toys, Star Wars toys, okay, I had the speeder bike. Does anyone remember the speeder bike? Now, from what I remember, it had a spring-loaded top that you'd pull down, and then you'd slide the nose on, and it had flaps at the bottom, the back, which made the like feet come up. So you could press that, and you'd go around. And then the luggage part at the back, you'd press it in, and the thing would explode. Do you remember that? So you'd have the nose all over the place, and you'd have to put it back together again to make the complete model. Now, the question I've got for you is, if you were displaying that as a model now, because you've got this, I've just given you a speeder bike, how would you have it displayed? Would you have it displayed in a diorama in a scene in Endor, or would you have it in pieces that it's just been exploded? So I'll wait for your answer, and then when you're falling into my trap, I'll explain something else to you. The movie on the titles was Clerks tonight, Jim. The Kevin Smith film Clerks. You believe that Zack's League is overrated, worshipped by fans of DC and Snyder, but in my opinion, it's just a good movie with some cool scenes. The reason why, Jacob, it was such a good film, because I enjoyed Zack Snyder's, was because it was so different from the Joss Whedon one, and it goes to show that whatever Joss Whedon was planning, it wasn't making a successful movie. And there must have been producers, there must have been directors, there must have been people knowing that film wasn't going to do well while it was being made. When you get these films that are being panned, I mean, Cats is an example. There must have been a time where the director or the producer are sitting there saying this isn't working, and then obviously the executives are thinking they're going to lose loads of money, are saying, well, we've got to do the best we can and just push it out. But they must have known. They Live with Rowdy Piper. I remember that. Hello, Revo Dave. No run tonight, Barry. Yeah, Carl, Blockbuster did. I worked with Blockbuster from 94 to 2000. I was an area manager and a buyer. So I used to love my time in Blockbusters. Upstairs, I've still got my name badge. Perhaps I should wear it one day. Yeah, they've... I mean, Bill Gates has got all of my details anyway, Master Lemon Lime. They've already injected me with nanites. RUQ from Star Trek, I may well be. Although, you know, I can't do it live. I need time to edit the effect. A tiger tank, I would go there for it if there's one out there. I don't know, that leopard tank looks quite good. I'm not sure about the recoil. I'm going to have a look at that, I think. But there's no news yet, Richard, but I'm hoping that I'm going to hear something in the next couple of weeks. But no, I haven't even had notifications being sent yet. So, Wayne's on the couch again. Mrs. Welder Wayne's been very quiet. You're glad to be a patron. The effects budget. Yeah, I blitzed the effects budget in the first like 10 seconds. With the new effect by John for the L cars, God, we're blowing it away. We could probably make our own series. Yeah, John's model making. I'm in exactly the same boat as you. I haven't received the second pack for the Iron Man. And when I do, you're not going to know anyway, because I've already built that. So it will just join the other one I've got. Down here, sitting here, doing nothing. Yeah, the Friends reunion was really good. Really good. I didn't know there was a YouTube app on Sky. Oh yeah, no there is, isn't there? I haven't changed any settings here, Neil, I promise. You've been to Duxford a long time ago. Last time I went to Duxford I was 11. So I'm just gonna scroll down to my question, because I don't know when when people had it. There you go. Vince says another advice from Richard there. Missing train parts. Contact your local model railway club. They'll get the parts you need. Definitely. I was wondering if the model railway scene might be the way to go for it. And Manosian, he's donated £5 for the effects budget. Did anyone talk about that? Yeah, screw the Walking Dead. Yeah. Yeah, everyone remembers a speeder bike. Yeah, I had that speeder bike. In fact, it might be in my mum and dad's garage. You had it in the action post. Exploded in diorama. Really? Diorama of it destroyed. So you fell into my trap. Okay, the reason I brought that up is the Enterprise. Now, it's all very well having the saucer section detached from the battle bridge, but realistically, how many people are going to display it as two separate things? There's not going to be many. So I'm wondering, should it have really been included? Should they have really had a detachable thing? Because it makes life a lot harder for power, because everything needs individual power. If it was one complete ship, you could have just flicked the switch and everything's going on. And just I've mentioned it before with the DeLorean and stuff like that. Once it's built, it's a display model to look at. I very rarely go up to it and start playing around with it. And I'm not about to like take it off the stand, push a button, push this bit out, hold this bit and think, yeah, and then think, I either suspend this or I put it back on the ship again. So I'm wondering if that was something that shouldn't have been included. And perhaps if they would have kept that in place, perhaps go a little bit more detail on things like the shuttle bays and stuff like that. I was having a good think about that today, and I'm thinking, because the way it is, and you saw that with the nacelles, to me having a detachable section makes it seem a bit too much like a toy for me. It might be me, but it does. I prefer something that looks more, this is it, this is what you're looking at. But there you go. You'd display it complete, you see. I just wonder how many people would display the Enterprise in two sections. I can't see there being many. The Enterprise does come with a magazine, Edward. It comes with an issue magazine which covers 4 parts of the build when you actually build them up. So the day before I go to Duxford, they've got an air show the day after. I think it's the VE Day, Remembrance Day or something. Hello, Jim. How's it going? The model comes that way. Nobody built it that way because of the lighting. What I mean is the when they were designing that model, they went to the whoever was designing that Enterprise ship was like, right, what we'll have is a detachable saucer section. So they're going to have a museum grade model with a detachable saucer section, which, you know, I don't know. It just seems a bit weird for me. You're working on a diorama for the Enterprise D's, damn I. That looked pretty cool. You agree entirely with my comments. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense to me at all. If it was something I was going to play with, yes, definitely. Have a battle bridge. But for a model, I don't know. Don't know. No, it definitely needed to have the attached sources section with the accuracy that people want. It would have been needed if they didn't include it. People would have done it as a mod. What, so the sources section detaches? I don't think so, Kevin. I really don't. I would prefer to see more detail in the parts. I would like to be able to see the observation deck looking through the windows and seeing a little mini sort of like table in there and stuff, looking down onto a bridge and having like a little bridge thing that's magnified by a lens on top. The lights having more static lights and more dynamic lights like the beacons. The phaser banks, having phasers revolving round like Lou showed in the Enterprise E. But having the thing detached, which physically I've got to pick this heavy thing off a stand, press 2 buttons, I'm guessing, to unclip it, and then I want to put the battle bridge on, so I've got to pick up this piece here and drop it onto the magnetic surface of the battle bridge. No. No. It doesn't, it's not right. I don't think so. Your display has 2 ships. It's a cool feature to display. You can recreate the encounter a Farpoint scene from docking. Then you'll need some space jellyfish, as me and Mrs. Weldaway call them. If you're going to make some photos of the Knight Rider car out of pack number 9, when I see if they send it to you, yeah, if you could, that'd be excellent. I really am hoping that's going to reach the UK, but you never know. It doesn't matter what you do, Howard. You're never going to get things accurate at all. Nothing at all. I'm surprised. I'm actually seeing it more on the Enterprise, which, come on, fair enough, it's a fictional ship, than the Spitfire. I thought I was going to get more of it on the Spitfire. You know, that this only had 5 stitches in the seat here, and there's 5 rivets on this side and 2. I thought I was going to get that on the Spitfire. Very minimum. Minimum. That's the right word, isn't it? Minimum. But the Enterprise, whoa, there's a lot. Hello, Brad. Welcome to Patreon, by the way, Brad. The magazine, it is pretty good. I was reading through some of the episode guides in it. Absolutely brilliant. Funny enough, the detachable saucer was what put me off it. Thought it was gimmicky and unnecessary. I don't think I'm ever going to use it. That's why I bought it up. Don't think I'm ever going to, you know, I'll do it once and go, that's cool. Put it back and then it'll stay there, and I'll think how I'm displaying it as a full ship. Unless, of course, Mrs. Welder Wayne lets me detach it and have one section above the TV. I don't need a back couch anymore, Renosi, and I've got a blow-up bed that I bought on Tuesday. I can use my inflatable airbed. Would you like to build the Sulaco from Aliens? What's that? What ship's that? Is that the ship that, God, I don't know. What is the Sulaco? You'll have to remind me. Is that the ship with the folding wings? If it is, that's a great ship. You remember building the AMT Enterprise and made the source section detachable and still allowed it to be lit? Wow. Well, they still must have been lit separately then, because obviously when you break the connection, you've got 2 power supplies in it. But have you ever split it apart since? How many times have you split it apart, Jim? I mean, as Ken said, there's so many more things that you could have had for details to make it look like wow. But I don't know, it just seems a very weird decision. Maybe they do. The trouble is that most of these things like the Enterprise and stuff have already been manufactured before we even get to hear of it. And the companies, well, I think this is the way it works, the companies actually manufacture it also sort out all the licensing for it. So companies like that distribute it then, like Eagle Moss and stuff like that, will then buy that product from the company to distribute, not having to worry about all the licensing and all that because it's already been done for them. But But that might not be true for all companies, but some of the ones do, definitely. That's the D's selling point. Now, the D's selling point was its Captain Picard ship. That was the big selling point for me. It was the ship from the Next Generation. I didn't care what it did. As a matter of fact, before I had already put a thing down. Before. If you remember, Kevin, if you're watching this, I didn't even realise that it didn't make sounds and stuff. I was saying, what? Because I just wanted the ship. I didn't know it didn't have all those other things. See, they could have had sounds. The Enterprise separated a couple of times. Encounter at Farpoint was the first one because obviously they wanted to show off what this Enterprise D could do, and then it separated in Generations. There's quite a few other times it separated. I remember one that they asked, was it Riker to put it back together again? I can't remember. I'll see. Does anyone have a spare X-Wing kits that they can send me if that's okay? Because I'm looking for them. Is that to actually... What, you mean the whole kit, Arsena? You're going to have to wait, because you're in Australia, aren't you? I don't think Fan Home's got any plans to come to Australia at the moment. Australia's missing out. They're getting a bit of raw deal at the moment, because they're not getting hardly any of these builds. Hello, Gavin. How's it going? Minimal. I say minimal, and I'm thinking manimal. I'm thinking of, you know, turning into a bear or an eagle or something. Oh, bless. The Facebook groups for the Enterprise, I don't really go that in depth into it. Nobody counts with it's like a trekker. But the thing is, if we've proved anything, A, it's a fictional ship. So when they're saying about a scale of a ship, well, that can't be true. That's basically one of the writers or one of the designers saying the ship was about 2 miles wide. It's about a mile wide. And then people are like, right, okay, so that means this scale is to that, to that, to that. It's a fictional ship. And then, as we've seen with the ET spaceship, I mean, the lights aren't going to be right straight away because most of the lights are actually put in post-production. So, I don't know. As long as it looks like what it does in the show, I'm happy. I'm not that fussy. Star Trek's more important than history. Well, it would be, but you see, to me, I mean, I give up on Discovery. You've heard my thing about Discovery. Season 2 had me gripped when Pike came into it, and I thought it was starting good, and then it just started going down and downhill. And I'm like, how has this not been cancelled yet? So, I don't know. Brave New Worlds, that's going to be the thing now, but I don't know. I'm looking forward to. I think Disney said that they might start rebooting Firefly. That would be good. I was reading an article about that today. Love Firefly. Got to have a bit of Firefly. Nicholas Garrett. I miss going to Blockbusters each week, even just to browse. I rented all the Star Trek Next Generations episodes, and when I finished, they all went to X-Rental. I paid them again and got them all before they shut up for good. Now, I used to have them. There was 4 on a tape. Brilliant. But I think the biggest problem is going to be with the stand itself. It's going to be front heavy. Did I read somewhere about because I haven't seen the prototype, I only saw the one of Ben showing around the ship, but they're saying there's some nacelle droop as well. Is that a thing? Are we going to have to support the nacelles and the ship? Don't know. Where can you buy the Spitfire? It's agoramodels.com, Richard. If you follow any of my Spitfire videos, the link's in the description. And while we're on the subject of things like that, there is a competition running which is drawn next week, next Thursday, and that's for the Peugeot 205. If you follow that link, you can enter. It's only open to folks in the UK, though, excluding Northern Ireland, and I'm going to be delivering it personally to you. So that's going to be fun. Me turning up on your doorstep with Mrs. Waldaway. She likes tea. She likes tea. And I like throwing tea and coffee over her as Sphinos. Inflatable, it's my inflatable date. Minnesota Cowboy. The Saloka was the main ship. Oh, was it? The one with the folding wings with the dropship. Yeah, that's right. I didn't know that was called the Sulaco. Wow. I'll tell you what, I'm confusing the name of the planet. LV426, wasn't it, the planet? And I think in the book it's called Arcturus, isn't it, or something? I don't know. It's been a while. I need to catch up on some of these films. The Enterprise E was a lovely design. The Aztec paintwork was a lot more pronounced in it. It looked a lot more technologically advanced. I haven't heard any more about Build the Attack. I can't see it going ahead, George, at the moment, to be honest with you. But we'll see after the X-Wing's finished. I don't know what will happen to that. Yeah, you'd split it apart when shown off. The source had a battery backup system and it would activate when separated from the main. I mean, it's a good idea. I don't know. I'll probably rub some people up the wrong way tonight, haven't I? This is one of these things that I do sitting in the garden, and I was thinking about, people were saying, how are you going to get the beacon light to blink in the same time as the nacelle lights? Well, I'm not. I'll tell you that now. On planes, they don't blink together. They blink alternate. So that's what I'm going to be doing. But I said if I want to paint the Enterprise pink, I will. I've said that before as well. You're going to split it in two and get a big fish tank and cast the saucer, leaving the star drive section of the resin real black. If you believe me, you're crazy. Just to let you know, there's going to be no live stream on Tuesday next week. The first live stream is going to be Wednesday for the patrons next week. There's going to be no videos. I say there's going to be no videos up Monday or Tuesday, but there will be a catch-up video on Monday for the Jaws build, because I haven't done one of them for a while. I want to just let you know where we are with that and just give you an insight. And I think Phil might be having his video up next week as well. The reason being, it's half term in the UK and it's a bank holiday as well. So I'm picking the kiddies up tomorrow and I've got them till Tuesday night. So I'll be in Essex until Tuesday night and then I'll be back here. So there will be no live stream on Tuesday next week. Geordie. Everyone has been on a away mission, and Picard comments that he left him in charge of one ship, not two, and wanted it back in one piece. That was it. I remember it. But, 7 seasons, it does get lost. It separated when Jean-Luc was assimilated. He then told Riker he left him in charge of one ship and made him put it back together. So it's been a few times then. Patrick Stewart and William Shatner did not get on while filming Star Trek Generations. I can probably believe that. What was the film that the Towering Inferno? I think I did a picture for it the other day. Steve McQueen and who was the other guy? Paul Newman. Apparently they didn't get on very well. All about top billing in the production, which is why you've got the name staggered on the poster, and then when you watch the credits, I think Paul Newman's at the top. And that was the compromise. Can you believe they argue about who's going to go above? Wow. You got kicked out of the Star Trek Facebook group. What did you do? What did you do? Arsenal of Freedom. Was that the one where Tasha Yar dies? No, Arsenal of Freedom was when those little drone robots keep appearing. Is that right? I can't remember. Edward Jones, I haven't seen them. What do you think of the Fancy Flight X-Wing, Q chips and Armada pieces? I haven't seen them, Edward. But I do look at the chat after the stream, so I'll flag that to give that a look. How is Scotland, Ian? I think we've got 60, 70 days and I'm going to be there. Oh, I can't wait to get to Scotland. Pete 2020. Evening, Wayne. Enterprise D separating Belston overworlds. Encounter the Farpoint in the Arsenal of Freedom. There we go. You've just answered the question for everybody. Thank you for that, Pete. Would I build the Cygnus from the Black Hole movie? That would be one hell of a ship, wouldn't it? I don't know if there's enough blueprints for that. Someone needs to do it. I remember there was a little dinky toy of it. That was years ago. That would be brilliant. You know, anything from the Black Hole movie. I've got to make the mistake that I'm printing Vincent now 1/1 scale, and I haven't realised how big it is. It's ginormous. And if anyone in the 3D community can give me some advice, I've got a problem that I need to make a transparent dome. Now, trying to print anything transparent with transparent filament is pretty much impossible because of the printing mechanism. It's going to turn white, albeit a translucent white, so you can kind of see lights behind it. I'll be able to put coloured lights, you'll see it, no problems. But I need a clear dome, and if I can't do it with the transparent filament, I'm going to have to, I think, use that dome that I've got, make a silicon mould, and then use resin. That's the only thing I can do. But it's ginormous. But yeah, trying to print with transparent filament is pretty much impossible. I've watched YouTube videos and everything to try and help. But even the YouTube videos, they show that it's milky white. I need something that's nice and clear. I enjoyed Picard. I enjoyed the show Picard. I just didn't. I just think the end was. I would have ended it different. But we'll see. The second one's got Q in it, so I mean it's going to be great, isn't it? You don't want Disney to do Firefly. I do. I think. I didn't like Serenity. I didn't like the film Serenity because I think that was their way of just like bumping everyone off and trying to create a rushed ending to it. I would have rather Firefly had an ending like Angel did. You know, they're all running towards the demons and it just ends. I know the comics took over from that, but the I'd like to see a reboot of Firefly. I think that was a brilliant idea. Disney just acquired Event Horizon. There's a big another acquisition, hasn't there? We've got the Amazon's acquired MGM. So now Bond is with Amazon. The Pink Panther and Wizard of Oz, I guess. If D'Agostini have a storage problem in Australia, that prevents them operating in Australia. There is closed Bunnings near me. PJB, I think it's what I mentioned before. They have a distribution warehouse, so they'll order stock. It will come into a warehouse that's only big enough to fulfill orders and then send it on to you. They don't keep stock on hand. I really don't think that's how these companies work. Could be wrong, but that's why it takes forever. If you need a magazine, that's why they tell you it's going to take 28 days, because they need to go back to the manufacturers, order it, get it sent, and then get it sent to you. Why do I not know the Sulaco is the main ship of aliens that the Marines ripped me travelled on at the start and the big alien fight at the end? It was shaped like a big bloody rifle. Why do I not know that? I don't know. Yes, I meant Hatchet doing the Spitfire. What did I say? Agora. Okay, it's starting to blend in now, Dan. The week's getting long. I've still got the blisters from the what's it called? The Enterprise, putting those frame sections in. Oh my god. How about a small laser pointer built into the D? Would look cool if it can be done. To do what though? The chids? I mean, I've got some laser things. Why are we saying poor Mrs. Welder Wayne? I'm getting slightly nervous because like she's been very quiet, hasn't she? Has anyone seen Mrs. Welder Wayne on here at all? Well, I might just have to go straight to bed tonight with my towel between my legs. Disney is so woke. Well, I mean, they backed down on the what's his name, James Gunn thing, didn't they? They fired him from Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and then they realised, well, hang on, we probably need him. Aaron, you heard rumour they're talking about a new Star Wars build that might be Boba Fett's Slave One. I haven't heard anything, but that's what on the wish list. I said if I was going to have any ship, it would be a snow speeder or Boba Fett ship, definitely, or even a B-wing. I'd love a B-wing with a gyroscopic cockpit. Like the old Kenner one, I used to love that. The Enterprise E went through 3 ship upgrades. First Contact, Insurrection, Nemesis. The ship was different in all 3. You know, it was only recently that I realised it was Tom Hardy in Nemesis. I didn't realise. Well, What's been going on with Agora then, Jim? Are you not getting stock delivered? I haven't got a clue. Does Disney do Mickey Mouse anymore? I don't know. I mean, how have the parks been operating while COVID and lockdown's been happening? I've heard they've cut a lot back. And I've heard, I don't know if it's true, but I've heard sort of like Islands of Adventure and the Universal brand has capitalised on that and started putting more focus on the entertainment, if you like. Fleetwood J, what? Eagles is now doing a Harry Potter Diagon Alley part work. Ooh. Hang on. Stand by. Who's doing it? Eagle Moss. I gotta check that. Harry Potter stuff in Partwork World would be absolutely like crazy. Oh yes, Wizarding World. Build Diagon Alley. Right, stand by. I'm going to see if we can. This is interesting. Right, we're going to go blank screen just for a second, okay? Stand by. There we go. Let's have a look at this then. Well, it looks like that. Quite big. You're building a house at the time. Motorized parts, working lights. Every build comes with a lighting kit to bring things to life. Levitating firebolt, moving dragon, rotating ice cream cone, and many more magical effects. Easy to build. Comes pre-painted, no glue or magic required. Final model is over 26 inches long. Well, it looks like a test to me. Look, a motorized dragon. I don't know. That's very interesting. I love finding things out straight away on stream. That's why I do these live streams to catch up with you peeps. What's the spinning model behind you? It's the 2021 cooling machine. They both had exactly the same. Yeah, I heard that as well, Jim. Oh my god. Why can't they just do it alphabetically? Then everyone would probably change their name to, I don't know, Aaron. Aaron, you're in chat there. You'd be top of everything. My name is now longer Wayne. My name is now A1. Welcome to A1 of World of A1. Aberdeen man here. I've got a funny feeling a lot of people that have entered the competition, I don't know who's entered, but I can see locations, and a lot of it is like northeast, east coast of Scotland. So I can see me going up that way. Could be interesting. Wayne, if you had a DeLorean, what year would you go to? I don't know. I don't think I want to go to the future. I mean, I was really let down in 2015 that we didn't have hoverboards or flying cars. I don't know. I'd like the idea. Who's seen the film Yesterday? I like the idea of going back to a time, I don't know, in my lifetime, like the 70s, and becoming an international songwriter with everything I know. Knowing what horses win races, knowing what football teams win. I could be like the Biff Tannen in 1985. Try using Colourfab Clear PETG. Well, I'm using PET at the moment, but I could give that a go, Chris. It's just it's hard to print with white filament, with clear filament. You'd like to see a new Firefly, just not Disney. They tried to do Star Wars and it's Disney Workland. I think J.J. Abrams admitted today that perhaps they should have had a plan going into the Star Wars films. So basically admitted they didn't. They were just winging it as they went along. Which you know that because Rian Johnson did his effort, which was god awful. And then JJ, I don't even know what that last one was all about. If Disney does a remake of Firefly, it'll probably be on Hulu, like Deadpool series they're talking about. Well, we've got Disney have now got Star, haven't they, where they're showing a lot of films at the moment. So I've been watching that. I mean, Disney's one of the main channels that I'm watching at the moment. Hello, Bruce. How's it going? You're off to the pub. That's such a good feeling, isn't it? I was in the pub on Saturday night. It felt so good. Very good, Mark. Parents told me to invest my money in bonds, so I went out and bought 27 copies of GoldenEye. I've got a tent. I got a tent downstairs, so yeah, that might be set up at the moment. She wouldn't put it up for me though, John. Behave. Should just leave it lying outside for me. I'll be lucky if she leaves the hammer with it. You want someone to do other cars from the Fast and Furious? I love the. Let me see if I can find it. I love the Hulk car from. I think I've mentioned it before, from the Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. But I don't know if I've still got a picture of it. Hang on a second. Go around about there. Let's try that. I'm just looking through my pictures. Because at the time I went, this was 2007, they had the Fast and Furious at Universal. They had some of the cars from it, and then they had the that green car underneath the Hulk ride at Islands of Adventure. And all I'm finding is pictures of me drunk at the Star Trek experience. Oh dear, there's far too many pictures of me drunk. This is like that shame that I had when I was showing you the rum bottles. But I'm not finding it. I am not finding it. Let's just go up to about there. So I've got my Universal pictures here. But for some reason, everything is out of order. Hulk Ride. Men in Black. That's Disney. Jaws. That one's Disney there. No. I'll have to get that because it's a lovely car, that one. Lovely bodywork. You'd like to see Ghost from Rebels, Razor Crest from Mando, or that ship from Picard. I haven't watched any of the animation Star Treks. I haven't watched Rebels. I haven't watched Clone Wars. I just can't get into them. I really can't. Can we see your Star Wars lightsaber? What, behind me? Stand by. I've got the green one that Gary gave me as well. That's in the box at the moment. Put this in my... Can't hear me, Wayne. Why? People can't hear you when you haven't got your microphone on. Yeah, the green one behind me Gary gave me is Yoda's Forcefx. This is Anakin's Forcefx lightsaber. Look, it needs a clean. But that looks like that. And then when you press the button... Wow. And it makes... It's supposed to make noises, there you go, when you hit things. And then turning it off. It's probably better in the dark. I used to take that out on firework night for me and then hold it aloft around my head so that when the family wander off, they can find me because I'm the idiot with the lightsaber in my hand. Ah. Don't let my old lady know about the Harry Pothead crap. That's what I call it. Or did I call it that, Harry Pothead? How much does the R2-D2 model cost a month? Now, I think it's $9.99 a stage and there's 4 stages a month. So it's pretty much the same. It's going to be about £42 a month, but there's 100 issues, so you do the maths. The Ed Bull RB6. No, I haven't. I'm doing a lot of cars at the moment. Somebody pointed that out the other day. I mean, some of them are coming to an end now, so it'll be good to do the tank. That's for sure. No, she'll throw the hammer at you as you bend down and start putting the tent up. That'll be murder. Yeah, if I'm not here next week, you know why. The Dodge from the movie The Wraith. Now, that Charlie Sheen film, The Wraith, was an absolutely brilliant film. And I'm surprised, Lou's saying about the Explorers released, I'm surprised that's never been released as like uncut Blu-ray. It probably has. Someone's going to correct me. But that is one hell of a film. You haven't seen it, Charlie Sheen, from what I remember, dies in a race or something like that with like the bad guys, and then he starts getting his revenge on all the bad guys that had something to do with his death. So he races this car, and then he sort of like crashes. He puts himself into a situation where these cars can crash into him and everyone dies, and then he just gets like reincarnated to kill the next person. Great film. But I haven't seen it in about 30 years, so that synopsis was probably terrible. I did have Darth Vader's lightsaber, but it broke, and stupid me didn't try to fix it. I just chucked it. Thanks for the visit to the picture. I'm just apologise, Ken, that the quality was so bad, and I didn't realise that the Queen Elizabeth, our big aircraft carrier, was jamming everything. So what I should have done was just filmed it on my phone and then uploaded it. But saying that, I couldn't have interacted then. So, but there you go. Any word about getting the Jeep Willy to the UK? Nothing. It was meant to come out in October last year, Bruce, but never did. I can't see us seeing it next year. I think there was actually an email saying it's now been put off to 2022. So, you know, it may come, but I don't know what their... Okay. Help me up when I'm trying to say straggedy. I don't know what their plans are. Hello, Jeffrey. You're running late. We've only got like 3 minutes left, Jeffrey. How are you? I haven't even got my lights on today. This is me trying to prepare the internet before the stream, thinking we can't stream because we haven't got good internet. And that's why nothing's been prepared here. But there you go. Oh, he was murdered, was he? That's what happened. You have it. Oh, it's available on Blu-ray. God, I might have to go and look for that. I haven't seen that film in an age. Great film, though. Brilliant car. It turns out your chair wasn't broken after all. Okie dokie. Would anyone build Herbie? Yes, definitely. Got to have the love bug. They're like your pop culture items. I'd love to have a whole pop culture thing going on in the background here from films. That'd be brilliant. But it won't be just like recognisable things as well. I mean, if I had my way, I'd have like Dorothy's ruby red slippers somewhere and stuff. That'd be great. Ah, Skin of Evil, that was the one. Thank you for that, Bobby. How about building a German super cannon? I saw that. Someone on my Welcome to the Cave had that. I've seen it. That looked pretty amazing as well. Iron Man's completing 100 stages as well. So I don't know how many mags, but it's 4 stages per issue, if that makes sense. I am, but again, I haven't heard anything about the E-Type, so I don't know when that's coming out, Will. So, peeps, remember that I won't be doing a live stream on Tuesday, and the first video you're going to see, you will see a video on Monday, I'll tell you that now, regarding the Jaws build, but the next video won't be on the channel till Wednesday, but then it's back to regular scheduling, so we'll be doing a live stream on Thursday. But I'm glad we've had this interactive chat tonight, because I did want to talk about the Enterprise. It's just, something didn't sit right. And I think that's what it is. But, you know, we'll have to see. But thank you all for joining me tonight. And have yourself a great weekend. Tomorrow I am releasing the Patreon stream that I did yesterday of the X-Wing up to parts 75. So you'll see that tomorrow morning. But other than that, take care, everyone. See you later.